speaking of the top of the ticket, you've both been asked repeatedly about it. Ali Morris from the Concord Monitor is going to do it again.
Governor Hassan, first to you. FBI Director James Comey's decision to investigate new emails related to Hillary Clinton's private server has thrown a cloud of uncertainty in the final days over the presidential contest. You officially endorsed Clinton in September last year and have been steadfast since. Setting aside a comparison with Donald Trump, are you prepared to say tonight that you still believe Hillary Clinton is a leader who Americans can believe and trust? And do you have any concerns about her character?
Well, first of all, I think we definitely need more information from Director Comey and the FBI. And this is an issue that has been investigated exhaustively. Secretary Clinton has said she made a mistake in the way she used her emails, and she's appropriately apologized for that. This election, this race for Senate, is how we're going to come together and continue the kind of work we've made here at home in New Hampshire, building a stronger, more innovative state. We have an unemployment rate of 2.9%, one of the lowest in the country. CNBC has named us the most business-friendly state in the country. More people are working today in New Hampshire than at any time in our state's history. We can continue, if we bring the New Hampshire approach to Washington, work across party lines to build a brighter future for all of our people, for Granite Staters where the middle class is growing and thriving. That's the vision that I have and I've worked towards, and I support Secretary Clinton because she shares that vision and has a record of delivering on it.
Senator Ayotte, in dropping your support for Donald Trump, you said you wanted your 12-year-old daughter to someday know that rejecting him for his vulgar comments about women was more important to you than, quote, winning any election. But previously, when he called for a ban on Muslims entering the U.S., when he called Mexicans criminals and rapists, and when he mocked a disabled reporter, you did not reject him. Why weren't those statements and positions enough for you to pull your support?
Well, I called Donald Trump out on numerous occasions, including the examples that you gave. In fact, I've stood up to my own party, even on issues like the government shutdown, and I'll stand up to both sides on behalf of the people of this state. But Governor Hassan, again, to call what Hillary Clinton did a mistake, it's been exhaustively investigated. I mean, she has not stood up to Hillary Clinton. And sure, she'll give you her talking points of where she differs with President Obama or Hillary Clinton. But what about issues like the $1 trillion tax increase that Hillary Clinton wants? Will she stand up on something like that? Or addressing the concerns of the healthcare law of higher premiums, higher deductibles, copay? She wants to expand that law. Or the flawed Iran agreement that she followed Hillary Clinton on, that's dangerous for the country in terms of Iran, the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, having access to nuclear weapon infrastructure. So I will stand up to either side no matter what. I've done it, and I'll continue to do that to put the interests of the people of New Hampshire first.
Governor?
Well, the fact is that Senator Ayotte is still supporting Donald Trump. She has sent out mailers that says Donald Trump needs her in the United States Senate to confirm his Supreme Court nominees. And that's, again, because she supports Donald Trump's agenda when it comes, for instance, to overturning Roe v. Wade. And she can try to distance herself, as she did on multiple occasions when she was asked whether she supported Donald Trump. But in fact, she said on 35 different occasions that she supported him. She called him a role model for our children. And then when the political winds seemed to change, that's when she changed her position. She has stood with her party, voting 5 times with Ted Cruz to shut the government down, and Governor, on the Supreme Court blockade.
Take 30 seconds to respond, then we got to move forward, Senator.
These are the talking points from Governor Hassan, but my actions speak for themselves. She has not stepped away from Hillary Clinton on one thing. I've actually taken the action of saying that I'm not going to be voting for our nominee because I am concerned about the actions that he has talked about in tapes. And, so that speaks for itself. And I've done that time and time again in the Senate. That's why I have one of the most bipartisan records. I focus on getting things done for the people of this state. And so she can use her talking points all she wants on this issue. But the people of this state know that I'll stand up for them no matter what. And she certainly is not going to stand up to Hillary Clinton on behalf of any. If she can't call her out on this private email server, when is she ever going to call her out?
All right.